This is one of my favorite dishes. Lobster Fra Diavlo. The ingredients are well, first let me say that the dinner cost about $30 for 2 people. So we have a 1 1/4 to a 1.5 pound lobster. We have a dozen mussels. Oh, there's one open, so we're going to discard that one. And we have a dozen little neck clams, 4 large shrimps, onion, anchovy rolled with a caper in each one. We're going to use like 4 of those. Fresh garlic cloves, fresh parsley, and crushed tomatoes with basil. 1 can. I'll give you the amounts of everything later. Virgin olive oil. That's it. And this is, if you like tomato and you like seafood, there is no better sauce than this one. The first thing to do is the most humane way to kill the lobster. Turn them around, go straight down with a knife, right there. And we'll split them in half. That's the hardest job. Okay, the first thing to do is put 1/4 cup of olive oil in the skillet. High flame. Now what we're going to do is first add the anchovies. You see those are the rolled anchovies, the caper. I only bought them this way because I wanted a few capers and I didn't want to buy capers separate. So I got both of them in 1 can. So we add 4 anchovies. And these will dissolve right into the olive oil. Just about gone. See how hot? Lower the flame to medium and add the onions and the garlic. Slice the garlic. Why? Sometimes I like the flavors in there of the garlic and tend to bite into a piece of garlic. That's even more pleasurable. Now we're going to cook this for a couple of minutes, just sweat them up, get the onions soft. And before we add the lobster, what I do, I remove the eye sac. That's really not edible. But everything else here is. And we'll cut the rubber band. Because we don't need, we have clams in there, we don't need any rubber. Now that's pretty good. Actually, it's a very simple dish. Once that's done, that's soft enough. I'm putting a little sea salt, just a little bit on the lobster. Put them in flesh side down. The same thing with the other half and the corral here. This is full of flavor. Maybe someday I'll show you how to make stuffed lobster with crab meat. And just break the claw off. It'll cook better. separated from the body. Now we're going to add the clams, the mussels, but not the one that I found open. Where is that guy? Well, we'll look as we place them in there. And we're going to add some dry white wine. Let's say we'll use a half a cup. Sounds good to me. I think I'll have a glass of this while I'm cooking. There we go. Save the shrimps for later. You put them in now, they'll be overcooked. That's the failure that most cooks do. Now we'll just add the tomato. Crushed tomato in the can. Cover it. And I'll let you know how long that takes. Well, you know how long it takes. Now raise the flame. There's a lot of liquid in there. Raise the flame to high. We want those clams and mussel to open. They'll give off those delicious juices which flavor the sauce and everything together. You can actually throw all the meat in the garbage and just put the sauce on pasta. It's phenomenal. Whenever adding shrimps to a dish like this with a sauce, always cut the shrimps down the back like this. Not all the way through, see that? And then when you cook them, they open, and like this, a nice better appearance. The only time you don't do this is when you're making a shrimp cocktail. Now after, looks like about 4 minutes at a high flame, let's lower it to halfway. I'm going to add at this time chopped parsley, coarse cut, 1/4 cup for flavor. And then I'm going to add some dry basil, only because I don't have any fresh right now, and oregano. Just a little bit of each. I'll let you know how much. Also going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper. 1 teaspoon of dry basil and 1 teaspoon of dry oregano. See, I don't use tomato paste, tomato puree. I don't like the heaviness of the tomato, and the consistency of this sauce will be perfect with the pasta of your choice. I will be using a whole wheat pasta to serve with this tonight because we're watching our carbs. Let that simmer. And the seafood is salty because it's from the ocean, so we have to adjust the salt. Maybe we won't put any in later.